Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing a Deadline article about Alec Baldwin. Yes, that Alec Baldwin, who's still free 9 months after the death of Halyna Hutchins on the set of Rust, and by all reports he's taking other movie roles still, which, you know, if you or I had the unfortunate mishap of being in this position, I don't think the law would be so forgiving unless you're a multi-millionaire who can, you know, remain out on bail and still take multi-million-dollar movie roles. I don't know how much he's getting paid for this upcoming one, but that's irrelevant. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this article dropped yesterday on Deadline. Now, without further ado, monkeys, roll the footage.
So, you all set to go hunting? Sorry, I thought you were a deer.
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right,
it a lot.
okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
So here we are, Deadline.com. This came out yesterday, but I wanted to talk about it. Like I said in the opener, you know, this is ridiculous. 9 months later, Baldwin still free, taking movie roles nonetheless. Alec Baldwin fatal Rust movie shooting probe inches forward as feds finish forensic reports. Still no timeline on possible charges. Of course there's not timeline on possible charges because Alec Baldwin is part of the Hollywood machine and they do their best to keep their own free, especially when they are, you know, found to be responsible for egregious things like this. But who was Halyna Hutchins? Oh, just somebody who was gonna I believe she was in the process of making a film about some of the more illicit things going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. So of course they're not in a hurry to get this done.
Don't hurry on my account.
Here we go. We see the movie set. Yeah, Department of Justice, FBI. We have a lot of faith left in them. If you want to know why, go check out my video from yesterday, the Communist United News Transmission Service video. Nearly 10 months after Alec Baldwin killed Rust cinematographer Halyna Hutchins on the New Mexico set of the low-budget Western, the police investigation into what happened remains ongoing but is a bit closer to completion. Santa Fe County Sheriff's investigators say that they received the FBI's completed forensic reports August 2nd, which were then sent to the New Mexico office of the medical investigator for review. The OMI had advised the sheriff's office that they required these forensic reports to finalize their investigation, reads a release from the sheriff's office, which received the reports Wednesday. I mean, I know these investigations, they all take time. It's a very long, arduous, and you have to be very thorough in this process. Obviously, it's an investigation. That should be self-explanatory. But I just feel like they're dragging their feet because it's Alec Baldwin. I do. I think his Hollywood status, it has allowed him, and maybe even, especially with the FBI now and seeing what we're seeing with them, his political leanings may have a factor in all this too. I mean, that's just speculatory. It's conjecture on my part. You know, there may or may not be validity to that, but at this stage of the game, is anything in Bizarro World really out of the realm of possibility? I mean, look, people were shaming people for not wearing worthless piece of cloths over their face for the better part of 2 years. Oh, you were shamed into giving up body autonomy. What's to say that Hollywood would not go so far as to help shield Alec Baldwin from legal proceedings because of what was going to happen, you know? I mean, there could be things happening behind the scenes, but as I said, speculatory, conjecture, not fact, not a report, just my own thoughts on this situation. But let's move on with the article.
Just my 2 cents.
Meanwhile, Santa Fe County sheriffs are still working with the Suffolk County Police Department, First Judicial District Attorney's Office to get, process, and disclose the Oscar-nominated Baldwin's phone records. Once the office reviews the OMI files and Baldwin's phone records, they'll send the final Rust case file to the Santa Fe District Attorney's Office for final charging decisions. And I wonder if that is a Soros DA. That's my question. Is it a Soros DA? If so, that could have some bearing on the case.
Bought and paid for.
The district attorney's office has been working with Suffolk County PD and Baldwin's lawyer to acquire phone records. Once Suffolk County PD completes its agency assist and sends those records to New Mexico law enforcement, our detectives will need to then thoroughly review those phone records for evidentiary purposes, Santa Fe County Sheriff Adon Mendoza said. The Santa Fe District Attorney's Office didn't respond for a comment request on the state of the probe. Baldwin's attorney said in April that the OSHA investigation exonerates Baldwin. The report, read a summary here, concluded that Rust Movie Productions LLC's management knew the firearm safety procedures were not being followed on set and demonstrated plain indifference to employee safety by failing to review work practices and take corrective action when the fatal incident occurred on October 21st, when Baldwin, the star of such movies as The Aviator and Boss Baby, was given the all clear by the first AD to discharge a prop gun, which took Hutchins' life. Why was it pointed that way is my question. You know, I don't know. I don't know. We'll take a look at that summary as soon as we're done with this article. Recently, Rust script supervisor Mamie Mitchell's lawsuit against Baldwin and other producers was rescheduled for September 28th. Judge Michael E. Whitaker moved the hearing to give the plaintiff the option and time to file an amended complaint. Mitchell was standing next to Hutchins when she was fatally shot and claims extensive negligence on the New Mexico set. And that scene for Baldwin was rehearsing never called for him to fire the weapon. See, that's the problem. It never called for him to fire the weapon, yet he fired the weapon pointing at a cinematographer, and it was loaded with a live round because supposedly the prop master and her stupid friends were out, you know, target shooting with the set gun. None of this adds up. None of this adds up, and I know what some of you are thinking. You're not an investigator. You're not a professional. I mean, don't you just have to have a little bit of common sense at some point to put the pieces of the puzzle together? Because this doesn't add up. And why did they wait so long to take his phone? I don't know. It's like I said, nothing adds up, and it just leads me to believe that there's subterfuge, some sleight of hand behind the scenes.
Not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
All right, so here's the summary of investigation.
So in summary,
on October 22nd, Occupational OHSB Bureau within the New Mexico was initiated an inspection of Rust Productions at Bonanza Creek Ranch in Santa Fe County in response to a workplace fatality. It occurred at approximately 1:47 p.m. on October 21st, 2021. The New Mexico Film Office, which is part of the Economic Development Department, initially notified OHSB of the incident on the evening of October 21st, 2021. They were notified of a firearm-related incident that injured 2 employees, one succumbing to their injuries. Assigned the inspection to Compliance Officer Lorenzo Montoya. The descendant was Helena Hutchins, Rust cinematographer. The second injured employee was Joel Souza, Rust director. Bonanza Creek Ranch, located in Santa Fe County, New Mexico, hosts locations utilized by movie and television productions for over 70 years, including an entire Old West town with a saloon, jail, chapel, and other Western staples. The firearm incident occurred within the chapel at the southwestern edge of the Old West town. On October 22nd, approximately 12:30 p.m., I attempted to inspect the site, Bonanza Creek Ranch. When I arrived at the site, the 3 security guards present attempted to contact a representative of Rust by phone to confirm I would be allowed on site. The company representative informed me I would be allowed entry, but not be allowed to take pictures or conduct interviews until a warrant was acquired. After being denied the ability to inspect the site by the sheriff's office and the company, I left. Wow.
Denied!
On October 24, 2021, the sheriff's office releasing the site, Rust granted NMED access to inspect without a warrant. On October 25th, I conducted an opening conference and walk around of the work site, including the chapel. In attendance, NMED were CO Montoya, Compliance Supervisor Melissa Romero, Assistant General Counsel Mia Napolitano. Representing Rust was Denise Stevens and Gabrielle Pickle, line producer. Also present was Jessica Hoffman, field representative of the IATSE union. As a low-budget contract film, not all employees were union members. However, all employees were covered by a collective bargaining agreement with IATSE. Following the walk-around on October 25th, OHSB held its first closing conference outside the chapel with Gabrielle Pickle and Denise Stevens. I informed Rust representatives that OHSB would follow up to schedule employee interviews. See, and then it jumps ahead from October to March 18th of 2022. Here, we'll just go to the findings. The firearm involved in the incident is a modern replica of a Colt 45 caliber revolver, long Colt in style. Rust had 13 such revolvers for the production in total from manufacturers Piet, Huberti, and Cimarron. In film, firearms are typically controlled by the props department, with the individual responsible for handling firearms and ammunitions titled armor or weapons handler. The armorer for this film was Hannah Gutierrez Reed. Her immediate supervisor was Sarah Zachary, props master or property master. Nicole Montoya, props assistant, provided support to Zachary and Gutierrez Reed. The Rust props department was small and for administrative purposes was placed under the art department, headed by Brian Norvell, who provided support for props but rarely worked with Zachary or Gutierrez Reed. Wow. So, I mean, it sounds like you've got too many people, too many hands in things here. I mean, this was a bad situation from start to finish. And it's sad that this happened the way it did. But yeah, I feel like there's so much that still is going to come to light with this.
Truth will come to light.
Yeah, I really hope Baldwin gets charged for this. With not only, I don't think they'll get a murder charge. It'll be like manslaughter, second degree, or I don't know. They'll hit him with something ridiculously weak and give him a break. But they shouldn't. They shouldn't at all.
Oh, probably just a slap on the wrist.
So that's it, folks. That's all I got for you today on this. As this develops and we hear some more stuff, I'll of course report on it for you. I'm Infinitale Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. Big shout out to my editor, Good Stuff Comics Gator, for making the video so pretty during the week. I appreciate you, brother. And all of you out there, do all the YouTube things, you know, subscribe, smack the like button, you know, tax the privilege button, as my co-host Tony ToneDef says, ring the bell for notifications. If you're so inclined, join. By the end of next week, I'll have the new producers tier set up for channel members. And that's all I got for you today, folks. Be sure to join us tomorrow night for Saturday night's main event. You never know who's going to stop by. I'm Infinitale Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant around. I'll catch you on the next one.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Coming to the ring in just a moment or two for more exciting fucking action.
Get your own.
Take that, you bitch!
No! What the hell?
How'd you like that?
Hey, joke's on you. I have hepatitis.
Boom! I could do